Good morning, my football family. How are you today? Um, what a huge day yesterday. Four locks, four winners. Locks yesterday were Ohio State over, Georgia under. What else is new? Um, the Western Kentucky and Nevada at night. Nevada getting 9. The only one I had to sweat a little was Nevada, but not much. They took the lead late, 21-20. I was getting 9. Ohio State was over at halftime, and Georgia's under. Was really not in doubt. And then Western Kentucky was up big over Rice, that was the point of it. You're playing Rice, Western Kentucky, good throwing team. So that's what I really look for. The other, Ohio State, Purdue, obviously both teams were explosive. Neither team really had a great defense. And with those type of coaches and teams, you're going to get a lot of points. And then Georgia, nobody can score on them. I keep getting surprised that the over-unders are so high on that game. Georgia should never be more than if I was the bookmaker, if I'm the bookie, Georgia's 51 at most. That's it, no more. And then you can choose. And even then, yesterday was an exception that Tennessee scored late for 17. But anyway, beautiful day. Even my side games, Baylor wins. I remember talking about it, and the guy goes, "Well, it'd be nice when Baylor upsets Oklahoma." And I go, "It's not an upset. Baylor's the better team." That's the other thing I look for. Give me the better team getting points. The reason that, the odds and the spread is not based on who's the better team. It's based on the betting public. So Oklahoma's more popular than Baylor. And excuse me, Oklahoma's more popular than Baylor. Therefore, Oklahoma's going to be favored because they know they're going to get the Oklahoma action, even though Baylor was the better team. And Baylor kicked their butt. And it's not the quarterback. Let's bring Radler back. He sucked. We pulled him, but let's put him back in because obviously they can defend the other quarterback. So it's just funny how they. It's the quarterback's fault or whatever. But Baylor's just much the better team, as Oklahoma State's going to beat Oklahoma just the same way. They're going to just dominate them on defense. I'm praying Oak State's the dog there. That would be a lock if I can get Oak State plus 9 or 10 like we did with Baylor yesterday. That was it. So teams bounced back. Fresno State bounced back. Michigan State bounced back. Just beautiful, things. Teams going for the playoffs. Alabama, New Mexico State. What can you say there? All right. So wonderful day yesterday. Let's try to make a wonderful day today. I have one lock going today. Yes, I was able to actually find a game strong enough to lock. So let's go through the lineup. Indies minus 10, 47.5. New England minus 2.5, 45. Dallas minus 8, 55. So that one went down from 9. Buffalo 13, 48. Tennessee 3, 44. Tampa Bay 9.5, 50. Looks like 50. Pitt is down to 6. 6.5, 41 with no Roethlisberger. He's out with COVID. San Diego is 3.53 against Mini. Arizona 8.42. And that line dropped. I would say Murray's not playing because the line dropped. Here's where we don't have the information yet. Maybe it's on TV, but I didn't see it online. Obviously, Murray's not playing, or the line wouldn't go from 10 to 8 against Carolina. So in that case, and then it's 42. So if Murray's not playing, then I think we know to play the under. Green Bay 3, 49. Russell Wilson. Rodgers is is okay with COVID. Now all of a sudden he's fine. Denver is down to 144.5. I didn't really see an injury here. KC is 2.5, 52.5 over Oakland. And the Rams are 3.5, 50 over the Niners. And so if we look at the games, so Indy, Jacksonville, the home teams won like the last 6. I don't really love the spread down to 4 in a teaser in the NFL, 47.5. I really have no idea. This is the problem with the league. I don't know which Jacksonville team shows up, how in the world they beat Buffalo. I don't think they can beat Indy. It's a home series. I think Indy wins. But again, I don't want to lay 4. This is the problem. The pros just want to win. We're college. You could bet Western Kentucky they're gonna score a lot because they have a good passing attack and Rice can't stop them. Well, that's not the case in the pros. New England 2.5 over Cleveland, over under 45. New England is a B team, so they got a good defense, and they started to score a little more with Jones, so they went from an under team to a B team. Cleveland's an A team. Mayfield's there, but Chubb's out, and you don't have Beckham anymore, and there's a lot of injuries. So again, this would normally be tease the dog game, where I rank the game pretty even. It's almost to me an under game. I don't know how else to play it. Excuse me. Just when I get healthy, I get a cold. I can't get healthy. I had a sty. I had that's better. Then I have my foot, and now I got a cold. It's crazy. Poor Teaserking. I can't stay healthy. I can't get it in the lineup there, guys. So again, it's Mayfield will keep him in the game. I think this will be a close game, but I think it's an under game. A little bit more. So that's where you got to weigh. Are they going to score a lot, or is it just defensive oriented? So it's a tough one because Jones is definitely playing better for New England. Depends if there's a lot of defensive scoring or not. Dallas 8 over Atlanta, over under 55. Initially, I don't have a trend on this game. The trend I have so far is on Indy over Jacksonville. Really not a lot of trend on Cleveland, New England. New England's not a good home favorite. Cleveland, okay road dog, nothing special. Atlanta, not a good road dog. Dallas, okay home favorite. You're laying 8 and 55. I don't get the 55. Atlanta's scoring again. My first thought was to take Atlanta as the dog. Getting the spread was 9, getting 15. I thought was a real strong play. Went down to 8. So it like teases you, like, oh, you're going to bet Atlanta. We're not going to make it 9 anymore. Now you can take Dallas down to 2. And I was watching some guy who thought he was a handicapper saying, well, anytime you get it, just get it under 2, just make the bet. And I'm like, okay, how stupid are you? You can't just make the bet because it's 8 down to 2. It doesn't work that way. You got to know the teams. I don't know what happened to Dallas with Denver. And it's not like college where they were flat because they had played a big game or they're looking ahead. They're not looking ahead to Atlanta, and they obviously didn't play anybody. So they'd beaten Minnesota, no big deal. So here, Dallas, -2. The fact it's at home doesn't really matter. Atlanta's looking a lot better. They're getting more comfortable with Kyle Pitts and Ryan. Their defense, Dallas. Which team do you got? So this is a real tough one here. I kind of like Atlanta in the 14. More so, and 55. I don't know how you go over in this game. Dallas looks like they score a lot, but look at the New Orleans game. I guess if you looked at that, it was 28-27 or 29-27. Atlanta gives you a 56. and that may be what you can go by. But I think this is under 61. I mean, that's in the NFL. That's a lot of points to cover with these teams. So I think I like Atlanta in 14 the best. I don't trust Dell. I mean, I don't know how. There's really no team. I think the only team you can say is going to win is Tom Brady, and he ain't a team. But that's it. That's the only guy I can bet on here. I can't bet on Prescott. He's not really that good, and I can't bet on Matt Ryan, of course. Buffalo 13 over under 48. The last 5 games have been close, meaning within 10 points. I don't know if the Jets are a Z team. I don't get them. I don't know how they beat Cincinnati and they beat Tennessee as home dogs. This series is definitely not a Buffalo series. This is a close series. Over unders 48. I don't know. Hey, Alex, good morning. Over under 48. I don't know. I would think I like that Mike White's the quarterback over Zach Wilson. I would just get rid of Zach Wilson. If Mike White can do what he did here, I would make him the starter. He obviously, and I loved him at Western Kentucky, so he's the better quarterback. See, he walks in and lights it up against Cincy. Zach Wilson hasn't lit it up against anybody. Why not? I mean, Mike White hasn't even played and he lights it up. So it's a hard game. I don't know. You got Buffalo off of a loss to Jacksonville. Obviously, they're heavily embarrassed. Question is, Mike White's the question mark. If he's really as good as he looked, then the Jets in 19 would be the play here. But based on the history, the Jets would be the play here. I don't know. Buffalo minus 13, minus 7. Tough one. Over under 48. Where do you go with it? Buffalo's got a good defense. It's really Josh Allen running the ball way too much. So he's killing the offense. So I don't know. This is a game I looking at. If I just looked at A against the Z, I would say that it'd probably be an under because the Jets won't score much. But with White, are they a Z team? And this is the problem I'm having in the pros. In college, yesterday I took Western Kentucky and locked it against Rice. Western Kentucky killed them. And Ohio State, Purdue, I just took the over. It was very simple to follow the map. Here, there is no map. Are the Jets Rice? Are the Jets Southern Mississippi? Are the Jets Vanderbilt, Connecticut, UMass? Are the Jets that bad? But the Connecticut's and the masses, they never beat. Like the Jets beating Tennessee would be like Connecticut beating Ohio State. It never will happen in college, but it happened in the pros. And then Jacksonville beating Buffalo is like UMass beating Alabama, which is never going to happen. Buffalo is one of the top 3 teams, supposedly. But again, they lost to Pitt. They lost to Tennessee. They beat KC. They beat Miami twice. They beat the Jets. So they really haven't beaten anybody except for the Kansas City win, which now we see Kansas City's really not that good. So is Buffalo really an A team? They've had even if they beat the Jets, it's still beating a Z team. So we're not really seeing that. We'll have a better sight when they got to play New England. Have they beaten them yet? I don't think so. So they got 2 New Englands who's turning into a pretty good team. That'll be one test. And then just the schedule. The Jets, Miami, Jacksonville. Give me a break. So I don't know. So this is the problem. Is Buffalo really Alabama or are they Purdue? Who are they? And that's really where the problem lies. Is the Jets really, UMass, or are they more of Missouri or something? Just a middle of the pack team. Are they LSU where they're okay? But so this is what we don't know. With White, they are much better offense, and they beat Cincinnati. So again, how good Cincinnati? See, you can't get any grip on how good everybody is. This is what's really I'm trying to figure out. Tennessee, New Orleans. I had the dog. listed initially. Kamara's out, so I'm going to take Tennessee. You got Julio Jones with the hamstring he's had for the last 10 years is on IR because there's no Monday night game for him to play in. Tennessee 345. I took Tennessee plus the 3. The Trends New Orleans is a good road dog, but again, you've got Simeon at quarterback, a little Taysom Hill, and now you don't have Kamara, who virtually almost beat Atlanta last week. So without Kamara, I got to take Tennessee here. They've been playing very well. They've been beating all the big boys. So Tennessee's a B, but they're probably an A. New Orleans was an A, and even with Winston, I don't know. But with Simeon, I gotta say they're not. I gotta give the edge to Tennessee at home here. Tampa Bay 9.5 over Washington. Tampa, I know, is an A team, and a lot of the guys are back because they had the bye. Washington's a W. Yeah, the quarterback's okay, but they're just such a weak defensive team. Tampa Bay, Brady will light them up. The trend is Brady. Great road favorite. Washington's a very weak home dog. 9.5. I don't care that it's over 3. According to the expert, I can't get them under 3, but screw that. Tampa by 14, easy here. See, here's where the difference between me and all the other handicappers. You like the over Minnesota, San Diego from Andrew. I don't know. Minnesota is such a A and B team. I mean, they'll beat Cleveland 14-7. They have San Diego. They have Seattle. All of a sudden, they don't. I think the key to this game is the matchup, and I will get back to my thought in a minute. The key to this game is the matchup. San Diego is good against the pass and lousy against the run. And you can run with Cook. And I think Minnesota runs it down their throats, and I think it stays under. Back to Tampa. So they're healthy. Washington's defense is terrible. Here's what I'm saying. So here's where you got to understand the teams. You don't look at the number blindly and say, well, it's 8.5. I'm going to go like Dallas. I go -2. You can't just do that. You got to understand the concept of the team and the matchups. I get it. This other idiot doesn't. Anybody that just uses math, and a lot of these people are trying to use math and algorithms and all the let's go for 2 and let's go on 4th down. Like mathematically, it's the right thing to do. It's bullshit. But here, Tampa's just the better team by 14 points. I only got to lay 3.5. I think the 9.5's low. I think it should be about 12 or 13. I should be laying 7 in a teaser. To lay 3.5, I'm already up. So I like Tampa there. Next question. So no, I don't like. I prefer Minnesota over as opposed to the over in the game. Ryan Williams. I like Detroit plus 11.5. I don't see Mason Rudolph covering that. If Goff protects, they should cover. I know that's a big if, laugh a little. Well, Detroit's the worst team in the league against. They're 86% against in a teaser. I know you're saying, so my thought was this. I took the under in the game because I said, where are you going to get points from? Pittsburgh's got a good D. Roethlisberger, I wouldn't go under with. I would have locked Pittsburgh -2, -2.5 all day. Rudolph, I think Pitt will win the game, even with Rudolph. Even if they brought Bradshaw back, I think they'd win the game. I just think Detroit doesn't know how to win. Pitt's a good defensive team. All you got to do for Goff is blitz him, and he falls apart. Really no receivers. Detroit really is just a terrible team. I think Georgia would beat them. I'm not sure. Maybe Alabama also, but Detroit on the road's a mess. They just don't cover. If you do bet it very small. I bet it under, so I'm under 47 without Roethlisberger. I think Pitt runs it down their throats and controls the clock and runs. It's going to be like Navy football here. Pitt will go on 10 play drives, eating up 6-7 minutes. Detroit, they'll drive down, go for it on fourth, and not make it, 3 times like usual. So terrible coach. I can't bet Detroit with that coach. He's so bad. I don't know where they found him. He's never coached before. How the hell do you hire a guy that's never coached? So in that game, there's a trend on Pitt at home. Again, that's a Roethlisberger trend. So again, this is where the trends, how much do you rely on them without Roethlisberger? So I played it under. We'll see what happens. Detroit is what they is. They're a terrible team. So good luck with them. Every time I think they're going to do something, they do the opposite. So that's my thought on that. San Diego is 3 over Mini, 53.5. I just think it's a high number. Mini's got a good defense. I think Barr's out. A couple of other players are out, but they got backups, and the coach is a defensive coach. My thought is take the dog, -3, get the +9. Over under 53.5. I never really could. I don't know that I would. I think it's a little high to go over 47.5, 28-20. I don't know. In Minnesota games, you never know what you're getting. They go to a 61 with Baltimore last week, and they played the Lions to a 19-17 game. So again, I can't. Sorry about that. I can't really comment. I mean, there's such a who knows what you get on it, but I like the dog in the game, Ryan. Arizona, Carolina. Arizona's down to -8, 42, which would tell me that Kyler Murray's probably not playing. We'll get a little better. I haven't heard he's playing. If anybody's heard he's playing or not, let me know. But before I came on, I checked injuries, and he's still listed as questionable with an ankle. Even if it's a game, I bet he won't play because it's Carolina, and then I would like the under in the game. Small trend on Carolina as a road dog. Arizona's an A team with Kyler Murray. Without him, they got to be a B or an E, and then Carolina, without Darnold, is starting P.J. Walker, and I think that's an improvement, actually. I don't mind P.J. Walker. He can win you a game. Arizona, as we know, are terrible at home. Carolina's a good road dog. So if everything was normal, I would take Carolina. The spread came out at 10 and 16. That would have been my initial bet, but with the injuries, it becomes an under game, I think. Arizona, I don't know. Colt McCoy, I mean, he came through last week, but he's not good. So this is more of an under. Seattle, Green Bay, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. Okay, here's where I don't understand COVID. The guy tests positive for it. A week later, he's fine. There's no 14-day quarantine. He's fine. He doesn't even have symptoms. So why is he sitting out? It's like saying, well, you might have the flu. You can't play. Well, why? They play with the flu. None of these guys are dying from COVID. Okay, those are 80-year-old people with diabetes and heart issues who die, and then they say it's COVID. But COVID, to me, is not killing Aaron Rodgers. It's not killing Roethlisberger today or any of these professional athletes. They're in great shape. They're not going to do it. The doctors are on them. So here comes Rodgers. He's playing. Well, so why did he sit out last week? I mean, it makes no sense that they're still doing this COVID crap when nobody has ever had COVID or tested positive for it. They never even have it. They just test positive for it, and the tests are maybe 30% accurate. I went to the Ukraine over the summer, and I had to get a negative COVID test to come back into the country, even though I'm vaccinated. And, they do a little nose swab that's going to be 100% negative, just so they can say they did it. And that was it. So So I don't even understand why they're testing these guys. They're clearly, I don't know what kind of tests they're doing, but nobody's ever sick from this. I've never heard of a player that's actually in the hospital with COVID. They test positive, but you got to question the test. So it's just enough to say, oh, go get the vaccine. So it becomes a political issue, which I hate. Don't mix football with politics. Over under 49. So you got Green Bay -3 with Rodgers. Wilson's playing 49. Ryan Williams. I think Seattle upsets Green Bay 33. Just my gut feeling. Well, that's the thing. I think most quarterbacks couldn't miss 4 or 5 weeks and walk right back in. Russell Wilson can. He was practicing with the broken finger anyway. I mean, he was dropping back as if it was a game. So it wouldn't surprise me. The problem is roughly Seattle's defense still sucks. And what kind of running attack? Rodgers will light them up. Russell Wilson will keep pace. I think this game goes over 40. It's 49. I think it goes over 43. It's a much better play than, or you take Seattle at 9. I mean, this would be, I like over in a teaser. No, I understand, Ryan. That's all we talk about here is teasers. 43. I think over 43, definitely. That's 24-20. You got Rodgers and Russell Wilson. You're going to get 24-20. The only time they didn't is when Minnesota ran the ball. So that's what surprised me. Minnesota beat them. Seattle had them 17-7, and then Minnesota won 30-17, 47, and I think I needed 48 or 49 to get the over. This is like week 2 or something. So Green Bay will run Adam Jones, but Rodgers is going to pass, and Green Bay is very good at taking the clock down. Rodgers will hike it on 1, so he's not the over's best friend, but I definitely picture a score of 28-24, somewhere like that. So will Metcalf. I think Russell Wilson will have a big day. I don't think Russell Wilson, who played 10 years, is going to be struggling because he hasn't played in 5 weeks. I think maybe the first quarter he struggles, but he lights it up. Green Bay, Kansas City and Seattle is not the same thing. I think Kansas City's just lost it without Eclair. They don't have a running attack, and I think that Kansas City just is falling apart. See, Kansas City's not Kansas City. They're not an A team anymore. They're an E team. They're like, well, we can score a little. We have a decent defense. But the thing is this. I like Seattle. I'd take Seattle in the 9 first, but I like the over 43 with Rodgers and Will. I look at the quarterback. You got 2 superstar quarterbacks. I'm betting the game over, especially at a 49. All I got to do is get the 43. So I think that's the way. Like I said before, this would be a lock. Seattle at 9. Anytime Seattle's a dog, I would lock them up. Same with San Diego. Anytime they're dogs, you lock them up. Let me see. Shady who? These COVID protocols, well, they're just stupid. I agree. There's no reason for them. What are you testing? Do you test for other diseases? No. The guys play shot up so they don't feel their arms and legs so they can play. Nobody's getting COVID from these guys. Okay, you're testing every player, and they test negative at one point, but then they could turn positive. The whole thing's stupid. Even if they're positive, they're not going to be sick. Nobody's getting sick in sports with COVID. Nobody's dying in sports with COVID. It's 80-year-old people who have diabetes and heart issues from the diabetes. Diabetes, the whole insulin resistance causes all your problems. So that's the people dying, and I'm not even sure they're dying from COVID. They're just dying, period, because they're sick, and then they're just saying, oh, it's COVID. So I don't know. If COVID was real, you'd have millions of people dying. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the truth is, but I don't believe whatever the government says. I believe the opposite. That's to say I'm buying a lot of silver and gold because inflation is not transitory. Let's leave it at that. Denver, -1, 44.5. There's really no trend. I'm not getting a lot of trend. The only trend I got this week is Minnesota, Tampa Bay, New Orleans that I can't use, Indy, and the Rams. Otherwise, I can't use. There's no trends. It's becoming so mishmash. So I got to throw that theory out, right? Using my trend theory. It's one of the theories I use, and I got to just say I can't use that. I got to find other methods. I should say I'm throwing that method out. I got to find other methods to pick the game. Denver -1, 44.5. The way Denver looked against Dallas looked very real. Bridgewater looked very good. Judy's back. Defense looked very strong. Philly will blitz a little because Schwartz likes to blitz, but I like Denver here getting 5. I think that again, I'm basing it on the Dallas game, but the way they looked, I think they can bring it this week also. I just my this is more like Denver looking good against Dallas wasn't a fluke. It's not like Jacksonville beating Buffalo, and I think Philly. I don't like Jalen Hurts. I think Denver's defense is way too much. I like Denver and the 5 in this game. KC 2.5 over Oakland 52.5. KC has won 6 of the last 7. Finally, a trend. KC's a very strong road favorite. Oakland is nothing as there's no trend on Oakland as a home dog. So KC's pretty much the play here. Or the over-under of 52.5 with KC's offense is probably an under, but they might light it up against Oakland here. Let me read. Ryan, 99.99 recovery rate. Yeah, we better not risk it. Yeah, agreed, Ryan. It's so stupid, especially with professional athletes. It's 101%, right? There's nobody even getting ill. None of these professional athletes, and they have doctors checking them all the time, have ever missed a game because of COVID. They miss a game because they pull a hamstring or they tear an ACL or a concussion. Nobody's missing a game for COVID. Nobody's even getting it. It's just political. I got the Browns plus 8.5, Vikings plus 9, and Cowboys -2. I don't mind the Browns as long as Mayfield's playing and whatchamacallit and the defensive end. New England, it should be an under game. Vikings a 9, I like. As I said, they're going to run Cook down their throats. And they're not a great home favorite anyway, San Diego. Cowboys -2. I guess you're betting them to bounce back from the Denver debacle. And as I stated, I kind of like Atlanta in 14 in the game, the way they looked against New Orleans, who's got a much better defense than Dallas. So if this is I'm going to bet them because they lost to Denver. Okay. That's the only, if that's the, I don't know, do you have one that's 4:00? I think the Vikings. Well, the Vikings I like. Browns, it's going to be a rough, it's all the Cowboys if the Cowboys can win. And they might bounce back and be upset and get the win, but Atlanta's not going to go down easy. It's all political, of course, definitely all political. And I'm not quite sure why they're trying to make us Russia, make us the U.S. a communist country. It really, like, what the hell are you guys doing? But just all you can do is buy gold and silver because the money's going to be fucked and inflation's rampant, which just basically means that your money doesn't have any value anymore. So you got to get out of the money. You can't go to the euro. You can't go to the Swiss franc because those are the same money that is there. So you only buy silver, buy gold. And then when the new currency comes, there'll always be currency. It'll just be new currency and it'll be new fiat currency. And you got to be careful with that. So the more gold and silver you can buy, the more freedom you have. Ryan, good luck this weekend, Teaserking. Heading to the casino. Enjoy, Ryan. Yeah, we got 15 minutes. Derek, I like KC too. Well, they're the play in it. They're terrible for some reason. Eclair's coming back. I think he's he'll be back in a week or two, but they need a running attack. They're just playing Hill and the tight end. they're taking them away, and the offensive line's terrible, so they can't score. That's their problem. Oakland, I can't figure them out. Shady Hugh, most of the deaths are from people who are obese. Well, that's diabetes. Diabetes, insulin resistance causes blocked arteries, kidney, liver. All your diseases are based on insulin resistance. And it's because most people eat too much sugar and carbs. And I'm not a doctor, but I've been watching doctors on YouTube, and this guy really makes sense. I've lost 70 pounds. My blood pressure's back to normal. My blood sugar's back down. And the key is just cut out the carbs and the sugar. So don't eat bread, don't eat cereal, don't eat yogurt. You can have dark chocolate, and it's a lot of eggs, meats you can have, and a lot of veggies and fruit. I mean, that's all you do. I go to the grocery store, I buy fruit and veggies, and I buy steaks and chicken, and I cook it, and you just stay away from high fructose corn syrup, and you'll be perfectly healthy. Everybody dying exactly is from too much sugar. Buffalo is scary. What do you think? Yeah, I agree with you, Derek. I like the Jets with White, to tell you the truth. I don't know that Buffalo is all that good. And how good can you be to lose to Jacksonville without scoring a touchdown? Josh Allen, like I say, I like Jake Fromm. I would start this guy in a minute if I was the coach over Allen. Josh Allen's not good. I think the only reason him and Jones, man, the Jones guy at New York Giants, is because they went to the Peyton Manning camp, and then they think they're Peyton Manning or something. That's the only reason they're in the NFL, is they went to Peyton Manning's camp. It's the stupidest thing I've ever. This is why the GMs and coaches are all getting fired, because they're a bunch of idiots. So I have one lock going today, and a couple of straw games. Again, Arizona under. It looks like Murray's out. The spread went to 8, so take that game under. Tampa we're taking. Tennessee we took. Probably the over in the Green Bay game. I took Denver. I think I took I don't know if I took it yet. The KC Oakland. I actually took the game under 52 down to 58. And then LA Frisco. So let's get to LA Frisco. KC's won 6 of the last 7 against Oakland, which I said. LA Frisco, LA 3.5, 50. Frisco has won the last 4. Now you got Stafford, who's turning the team into a passing team. And we know what happens to passing teams. They don't win because they don't rest their freaking defense, and they can't run the ball in the red zone. And look at Stafford last week. He throws an interception as 3, and then he throws a pick 6 right after that. That is Matt Stafford. This is Detroit Matt Stafford that I witnessed and laughed at for the last 10 years. This guy is not an elite quarterback. He's got a good arm, but he has no brain, and he's scared shitless. And when you blitz him, he just falls, and that's what Tennessee did last week. And that's Frisco. I don't know if they can do it. Frisco's terrible. The only way I could play this game is I can't take Frisco at 9.5, because that's really the play. Is to take the game under 50 to 56 is how I look at it. Frisco doesn't have any offense. They don't really have much defense. They're an E team. LA's a B team, which I question. And as I said, I'm struggling grading the teams, unlike college. College, I got down to a science, right? Georgia's an A, and they play like an A, and they tough defense, boom, boom, boom. I can just look at, okay, I'm going to lock Georgia under, Ohio State over, done. I can do that in 5 minutes. I can't do that here. In the pros, there's so much inconsistency. There's so many E teams, and the Z's I don't know are Z's. Jacksonville is a Z. They beat Buffalo. Miami is a Z. They beat Baltimore. The Jets are a Z. They beat Tennessee. I have no idea. Detroit's a Z. That's the only thing I know is Pittsburgh will beat Detroit today. That game I took under. So it's a tough week. Don't bet a lot on these. Just wait for college. 4-0 in my locks in college, and the one lock today. So I'll be happy to go 5-0 in my locks. I'll tell you that. but 4-0, and like college is just it's so easy right now. It's crazy. Hope I didn't jinx myself, but pros used to be the easiest sport to bet. You knew who to bet, you knew live dogs, and now like here I get Seattle as a dog but Russell Wilson's back, but is he ready? Otherwise that would be a lock, but or Arizona would be a lock, but Kyler Murray's not playing. It looks like I'm seeing an 8. So if he doesn't play, bet it under. If he comes back and plays, you can get 8. Take Arizona, take him with Seattle, take him with Denver, take him with the Rams under. So there's some games for later. So we got 10 minutes. Any other questions? Anyway, so we've covered health, gold, and COVID, and football. Pretty productive day. Be careful with these other handicappers. If you use them, that is not me. I can explain every game and every pick and every bet as you hear me do it. I'm teaching you how to pick and what to look for. And these other guys are doing some math stuff. Well, I don't even know who's playing, but the line's 3.5, so I'm taking 3.5. Okay, that's just insane. He's just looking at the 3.5, and he goes, well, they cover 62% of the time, so I'm going to take them. Or if I get over 7 or I get under 3 in a teaser, I don't care who the team is, I'm going to bet them. That's ridiculous. That's not handicapping. That's just fools that are going to lose all your money for you. So please be careful. You have to look at the game and understand it. Purdue, Ohio State, I looked at the game, 2 good offenses. Purdue had beaten Michigan State with 40 points. They were going to score. Ohio State, nobody's stopping them except Georgia. Over-under was 61. It went up to 65. I locked it at 62, over 56. They get that at halftime. It was I think it was 56 at half. It was 49-17, which was 66 at halftime or something like that. I mean, at halftime I was over. But I understood the game, and that's what I'm telling you. You got to understand it. So it's very hard. Like now, Cleveland, New England, you don't know what team's going to show up. You don't know New Orleans, Tennessee, the Buffalo, the Jets. Is this the Buffalo team that lost to Jacksonville? Are they going to be upset after losing? Is Dallas upset after losing? Or are they just bad teams? And that's what we don't know. Off of a loss, backs against the wall. Dallas doesn't have their back against the wall. Buffalo's getting there because New England's winning. So New England's in a must-win, but so is Cleveland. Minnesota is kind of out of it. San Diego needs the game, but are they good enough just because they need the game to get it? Pittsburgh needs the game. That's why Pitt, I like the under. They need the game. They're a game behind Baltimore, who just gave them a loss to Miami. Cincinnati's falling. Cleveland's okay. So, Pitt really needs the game for first place. So I love Pitt the whole way. Without Roethlisberger, it's just going to be a running game. So it'll be more of an under. But that's how I see it. I just think the league is absolutely terribly weak right now. And it's really difficult to say this is going to happen. Or before, with Montana, with Jimmy Johnson, with Brady in New England, you knew they were going to win. Here, you just the only, like I say, the only one is Tampa with Brady that I know is going to win. The others, Dallas, Buffalo, I don't know how good they are. I think they're good, but that's because Buffalo plays such an easy schedule, and their losses played against good teams. So, again, you don't know. But, again, try to money manage. You got your bankroll, bet small, increase your bankroll, bet a little bigger, increase your bankroll. That's the object here. Quit a winner. If you're up from my college yesterday, you're up $500. Don't lose it back today. Lose, the most 300. Bet 300 at the most, and then you make profit of 200, and then your bankroll goes up, and then we hit them again, and we look for it. Now that Russell Wilson's back, we can hopefully start betting Seattle, and maybe KC gets healthy. We can't really bet KC yet. they're not showing us that they're capable. They beat Josh Love last week. That's how bad they're getting. Anyway, so we got 5 minutes. Any other questions, please ask. I'll do my recap tomorrow, probably a little bit later. How was it? So it was a great day in college. I'm hoping for a great day in the pros, but I after Baltimore losing to Miami, I just scratched my head. Like, Baltimore has never seen a blitz before. Harbaugh has never seen a blitz, never before. Did anybody blitz Baltimore? Did anybody blitz Lamar Jackson? He's never, ever seen it. Doesn't know how to defend it. Doesn't know how to dump it to a wide receiver, running back in the flat where the blitz came from. Never seen it before. It's just amazing. I just scratched my head how stupid these coaches are. And you're never winning with Lamar Jackson. So the quicker he puts in Trace McSorley from Penn State, the quicker he stops losing these games like that. If you play 3-game teasers, yeah, Shady, I'll play 3-game. I'll play 10-team. When I find it, like in college yesterday, I didn't play one. Had I been in Vegas, I would have. I like playing them in Vegas. I would have probably played a 10-team teaser yesterday. I think I had 8, 9 winners that were easy yesterday. Besides the 4 locks, Michigan State, Fresno State, Nevada, the Ohio State, the Georgia, the Western Kentucky. I mean, there's 7, 8 games right there. So I would have played them together in a 7, 8 team teaser. It's all dependent on if I like the games. Now, I always can find 3 games to like. And yes, when I got 5 locks this week, right? So I had 4 college locks. Right there's a 4-team teaser. They all win. So right there is a 4-team teaser. You're getting good odds. I'm going to bet all 4 games anyway. I locked them. So what I did was I played the locks together. Then I played Georgia. I think I had Georgia in 2 locks. I had Ohio State in a lock, and then I had Ohio State in another game. I had Western Kentucky in 2 teasers. So that's how I'm doing it. But I do prefer when I get 4 locks like that to play a 4-team teaser. So it's all dependent on if you find 4 good teams. And in college, I'm finding 10 very easily. In the pros, like today, if I had to play a 3-teamer, it would be Tampa Bay, Minnesota, and Denver would be my best 3. And I like Tampa and Minnie. I don't know how much faith I have in Denver, but Denver at home, I would against a weak Philly team, I think we'll definitely get it. Denver needs the game, but they're not that good. But when you go into Dallas and dominate them like that, that's not a fluke. So they're not missing Von Miller at all, who hasn't played for the Rams. He's questionable with an ankle. So the Rams, with this wonderful 1-year experiment, are sitting there going, well, the guy's never playing. We gave up all these draft picks for a guy that's hurt. I mean, real stupid move by the Rams. And that's not your problem. Your problem is Stafford throwing the ball 50 times a game, not resting your defense, and you have no running attack. That's your problem, not your defense. So yes, Shady, you get better odds. Right now, the odds are stacked against us. I only lay 11-10, but if you lay 13-10 in 2-team teasers, it kind of forces you into playing 3-game teasers where you maybe get, I don't even know what you're getting, 130, 140 plus. Then you're not getting juice. So they're kind of forcing you into 3-game teasers because the juice is so high. So they're definitely afraid of teasers, and I've made a lot of money betting teasers, but I've been doing it since 77. I have a friend who's like, oh, my friend gave me this, and he's been a handicapper for 35 years. So whatever he gives me, I bet. And I'm like, dude, I've been doing it for 45 years. And, and some of the games he gives you, I don't agree with. So let's get all that right. In the mid 70s is, Earl Campbell's when I started this. I bet before, but I never bet teasers until I knew about them. And then I look at, do you bet them or bet against them? And off I go. And That's it. So anyway, the hard part's marking the team. So we'll get some more information today. Good luck, everybody. Time for the games, and I wish everybody good luck. Just be careful. Let's see how with Mike White. Let's see how good he is with the Jets, and let's see how good Atlanta is getting better. It wouldn't surprise me if they play Dallas a close game. Pitt will beat Detroit. Minnie and San Diego go down to the wire. Seattle, I'm looking forward to Russell Wilson back. I think that game definitely goes over the more I think about it. Just because Seattle doesn't have much of a defense. Green Bay will score with Russell Wilson. He's scoring, even though he's been out 4 or 5 weeks. You're not shutting out Russell Wilson. Nobody does. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Good luck to you. www.teaserking.com. And send me an email if you like. My packages are not too expensive because I'm giving you get all the knowledge here, and then you get the plays and how to play them there and the amounts. And I vary my units because it's the only way to win teasers. You can't play it for the same units. So I can't bet $100 on 4 teasers and expect to make money. Some of them have to be 200, some of them have to be 50, and then I try to win the $200 ones. But I know that by breaking the team down, and the Minnesota and Tampa Bay teasers much stronger than that. Will Denver win versus Minnie and 9 or Tampa -3? So there's more risk in the Denver. Not that they won't win. I like them, but there seems to be less risk with Tampa and Minnie. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching, and please let me know if you have any questions. www.teaserking.com. Professor signing off. Always happy to teach.